Welcome back to Peterson Auto, working on the 93 LX 4-cylinder 5-speed Fox body Mustang, right, Si?
Right.
Where's the engine?
Right there.
Good job. Teaching him well. He knows where the engine is on every single vehicle we own.
Yep. That's gonna be.
So we got a couple things to contend with here because we're installing a strut tower brace, as you can see.
Yep.
It obviously will fit.
Yep.
With the 4-cylinder. This is the BBK one, if I recall.
Yep.
It says grip on the front.
Grip on the front.
Grip?
Grip.
Yeah.
Grip.
Why are you putting this in a 4-cylinder? Because handling. It's getting ready. If I have this already installed and everything, when I do get to the V8, I know what I have to work around.
Yep.
So,
And it's going to be nighttime.
a couple things I've noticed is this harness will need moved. There's a zip tie here I have to cut. And that harness isn't broken, side, but it does have to be moved. And this cover's going to have to come off. On top of that, there is that vacuum hose coming out of the firewall right there.
Yep.
And it runs over here, and down in the fender. That might be the washer hose, actually, now that I think about it. That's going to go through the pole where you can still see the sticker. And so all that's going to be prepped up first here, so I'm going to take the time to get that all prepped up, get the miscellaneous stuff relocated and moved a little bit so I can get in here to get this brace installed. Okay, so we've removed the passenger side wiper in preparation here to get access to behind the firewall under the cowl, and we are about to remove the cowl. Wiper has this little clip here. Just lift up on the arm, pull the clip outward, which I can't do right now, but it'll lock it in place, as you can see there. Pull it outward, it'll lock the arm in place, and then just gently wiggle the arm off. Ain't much to it. Now, the cowl, there's 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have your washer hose attached. So we're going to get the washer hose off, feed that through, and we'll be able to drill our holes here to mount the brace. The cowl actually looks pretty clean. If there is a lot of leaves and stuff here, you want to clean them out. A lot of the time they get in the corner, so I'm going to check a little better. It looks like over there in that hole there could be some. But remove your washer hose there, and then fish it through the firewall. Alright, YouTube, you can see the hose is pulled through. We have that hole generally lined up in there, and then we're on, so you zoom out, ignore the mess. We're on each shock tower with our sides. So these harnesses, this one had a retainer here that I just removed, and this one had a retainer right there that I just removed. You can always put them back on and route it differently. I think this one's going to go under and through here. It's probably going to be the best bet. And the other one will probably do the same. I think this one is 4-cylinder specific, actually. I think if you have a V8, this harness isn't here. And if you have a V8, that harness actually runs down along the side of the shock tower. So these are 4-cylinder problems, hashtag 4-cylinder problems. But now we got it all mocked up in place. We can start marking and drilling holes. I'm going to mess around with the routing, see if it's what I like or not. I have a little bit of a mark on there. That can be pulled off and repainted then too. Not going fully for pretty at this time, just functional, so that'll work. Really close there on that engine lift hook. But I think we'll be fine. If there is an issue, I'm going to keep an eye on that. And getting to the oil cap's going to kind of suck. But hey, you know, chassis sniffing, it's all worth it in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can mess with those harnesses some, get a good routing to them that I like, and then start drilling holes here. Okay, YouTube, part on the firewall is bolted in. Now this did not come with hardware, so I gathered my own. Sorry for that horrible video work there. I gathered my own. So these are just bolts which whatever they have is going to be grade 8 or less. See, there's 2 bolts and nuts here. Just lined it up, drilled the holes. I actually put a 1/2-inch bolt through here to locate this when I marked these, just so it didn't move around. You know, because it lines up on the other side, so why not? A little tip for you, hopefully. Next thing is, you start drilling the rest of this stuff. This one's going to have to push down a little bit. Not a big deal. This one's pretty well in place, so I'll probably drill the top one here, push that one down, drill the top one there, and then drill the corners, so, or the bottoms. Hopefully, that's the plan. I did have to pull this loose here, 4-cylinder problems again. The circuit breaker here is a 4-cylinder thing and a convertible thing. So I pulled these 2 nuts off, got that loose enough that I can pull the harness through. And my clip has destroyed itself, but we're going to put it in that general vicinity there. And do a little rerouting in the back there too. Next step now, we have those bolted in. Just to bolt, obviously, these 2 in. So it's 6 bolts total, 6 holes total. Not a hard install at all, really isn't it? But we probably are going to be good on clearance there. We'll have to see. Either way, little things add up, and you know, you don't have much room in here, but you have just enough. So this one, I've heard from other people, fits the 4-cylinder fine. We're going to find out. So yeah, I have those tightened down tight back there. I'll probably have to loosen them up just to get everything adjusted right, but I tightened those and did those first simply because they're going to be not drillable with the brace in place. These other ones I can drill with the brace in place and not have to remove it all the time. And one more thing, there's a plate that comes with these normally. This one didn't have the hardware, as I said. I can go either on the back side of the firewall or as a spacer between the brace and the firewall. I don't need it as a spacer. It's not necessary on the back side, so I might go ahead and find a washer or something behind there just to brace it eventually, but right now with the washers I have, I think will be completely adequate. So either way, now on to drilling some holes. Alright YouTube, I have this bolt here, the same one on the other side installed. I did have to jack the front end of the car up to get my arm between the tire and the wheel well there, but those are installed. Now I got to drill the bottom holes here, so we're just going to drill them out. Let's get them both drilled out, put those bolts in, and we are done. I would like to comment that the fitment on these is not the greatest here. There we go. So yeah, no matter what, it didn't quite line up. It wasn't gonna. The curve's not exactly the same. It's close. You know, the instructions for this bar say to bolt it up and drill it, and I guess the little gap's not going to matter once the bolts are tight, but it'd just be nice to have a little better fitment on that. Either way, it's coming along, so I can get those other ones drilled and bolted in, and then we should be good to go. Well YouTube, there we are, installed. All the bolts in, nice and sturdy. One little pain in the rear ordeal I noticed. It's funny because this is listed for fitting the 4-cylinder. Yeah, our oil cap will not come out. I mean, barely close. Could probably pull it out ahead of time, trim a couple threads off the bottom, or if you bust the top plastic cover here off, you might be able to. So yeah, real annoyance there. However, other than that, it does fit. Very close clearance here, but I mean, we're at 1/4 inch and the motor shouldn't move up and down any, so we'll see. I have a bad training mount right now, so if it does contact, I would know. 1/2 inch of clearance on the intake, that's fine. All you got to do is, you know, bolt the cowl back on and get that put together. This little cover here, is going to remain off, but I mean, it just has your emissions information. So, you know, maybe just keep that around. We're going to just toss it. Maybe keep that around just for reference for the vacuum line routing. It's going to stay over there for now. Other than that, yeah, brace is installed. So I'm going to get the cowl button back up. That's nice and easy. 6 screws, like I said, and then the wiper. And make sure everything does clear. I'm a little concerned with this here wiring harness, but I'm pretty sure we'll be good. Especially once it starts to like flex to where it needs to be. So, you know, I'm going to double check that when I close the hood here just to make sure. Other than that, we are wrapped up. So I'm going to get the cowl back together and get her down off the jack and see what we got. That is how you put a strut tower brace on a box body Mustang 93 4-cylinder 5-speed LX hatchback. Same principle and logic applies for everything. 79 the whole way up through 04 as far as the strut tower brace, just slight different locations. You know, and different things you're going to have to deal with the different engines. One thing I noticed on the 4-cylinder though is the oil cap does not come the whole way off, so we will be dealing with that. I think our solution is just going to be to pop the top of that cap off for now, because we're going to go with the V8 fairly soon, probably about a year from now. So we'll pop that off for now and call it good enough. However, if you're more concerned about it, they do make a lower profile aluminum cap that'll fit in there that I think will clear. Or you could always just spacer up on the sides over there. Spacer that top bolt up a washer or two, and you'll have just enough to clear it. Convertible mounts are supposed to be lower. So convertible motor mounts would lower the engine down theoretically, giving you the clearance you need too. However, a million different ways to skin a cat. The one I come up with is just going to be pop that cap off, top that cap off, and it'll come right out for me. So, you look at it here, you now know how to install a strut tower brace on your Fox body or SN95 Mustang. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto.